Hey, what's up, pyro dude? How you doing, bro? I'm just tinkering around with this PC stuff. Got the computer finished last night, turned it on, tested everything. Everything fired up, all the fans work, everything, the computer post, all that good shit. So I'm happy with that. But I let it run for about 10, 15 minutes to get it up to temp. I don't know if it's something you need to do. It's just something I always, being an old car guy, do, get it up to operating temperature. When I unplugged it, I noticed the power cord on the back was pretty damn warm, warmer than it should be. So that tells me it's pulling too many volts through that power supply. So I'm going to have to pull this power supply and put something larger in its place. And I have something to replace it with. I was just hoping that 500 will do it, and it won't. Not with all that fans and that video card. It's just not enough. It's pushing. I mean, it'll do it, but it's pushing it to its limit to do it. So it wouldn't last long. So I'm going to have to remove the power supply with the clear top and put in something a little bit stronger. Luckily, I have an 850 watt modular power supply I'm going to replace it with. So that'll run anything. I just wouldn't leave it running, if you're not going to use it for a while because it's probably going to run up your power bill. Hey, what's up, Nightsticks? Or Strikes? What's up, Florida Hillbilly? How you been, man? Hey, I got you still have my email, man? Could you send me your address again? I've got your package together, and I want to send you something out here from West Virginia. I got you a few things together from here at home, man. I thought you might like. What's up, Northwest? Got the wires tucked, and they got too hot. Cool. Excuse me. I'm not feeling well. Sweet, man. I'll be in Ohio in May for coaster stock up at Kings Island. I'm looking forward to that shit. Hardcore. Cool, man. I'll come back to this later and get that. And I'll send you an email. It might be late, but you can just send me your address whenever. Too much flex tape. Actually, it is a little too much flex tape because I'm going to have to pull all that wiring out and redo it. That power supply is not powerful enough to run the fucking computer, really. I mean, it'll run it, but the cord got pretty warm. So I'm going to put an 850 watt power supply in it instead. And it's got a modular power supply, so you only use the wires you need. So the wires will be tucked. If you don't get what we're talking about, we just had this crazy troll bastard that come in here and started trolling me about the wires being tucked, even though I said I wasn't done like 12 times. And the only thing that stopped this troll was another dude to come in here and start telling us how the Bible synced up with the fucking Wizard of Oz. And we're like, holy shit, that troll completely lost his train of thought. And it was like he couldn't fight crazy with crazy. It just shut him down. Even he had to stand back and go, damn. Oh shit. I hear you. You just have to been there, man. It was pretty cool how that troll got shut down. Hey, what's up, Ray Ray? How you been, man? Cool, man. I'm sure he'd love the hell out of that. Yeah, no shit. That was pretty funny. Yeah, we were just guy thought he was trolling us, but we were just so bored we were using him as entertainment, so it didn't matter. That's what you can count on with my live streams, lots of boredom. I finally ordered a stupid phantom power supply for my condenser mic, so I should get that pretty soon. Improve the sound quality somewhat since it seems to be my Achilles heel lately. Oh shit. Hey Ray, you ever heard of a place called Wayne's World Fireworks? Ah, that's who I ordered from. They just had a lot of strange no name product, and I'm like, that's usually where the good stuff's at. My instinct was humming on it. It might be crap, but it might be pretty badass. I don't know. I really couldn't find any videos. That's another reason why I got it, because I'm like, I can get some videos posted of something different. They sell 1.3 too, if you have a license. It looks cool, and it looks really cool when you turn it on, but I'm gonna have to replace this power supply. It doesn't put out enough power to run all these fans and that video card and the processor and everything. It's a 550-watt power supply, and I'd say it needs to be about 650 to run it, right. So I'm gonna throw an 850 in it, and that should handle it. It just sucks to have to unwire the whole damn thing and then redo it, but it's cool. This is the new power supply that we'll be going with. Yeah, I've got my fingerprints all over it, but I'll clean it up. It's a modular power supply, so you only use the wires that you need. And I'll send you the extra ones, so you can upgrade later on if you want. But it's going to take something like that to run all them lights and fans and all that other good stuff. The 550 was just straining too hard. I mean, it would work, but it wouldn't work long. And I've seen power supplies fail spectacularly, and I call it going supernova because that's exactly what happens. And a lot of the times it can take other stuff with it. So you don't want to start, your power supply is your base more or less. You want to start with something really robust, something strong. Because without it, you ain't got shit if you don't have power. Yeah, that new car is made for a road trip, man, for sure. I'm gonna give my old girl a facelift. It's all guys in here, right? Well, I'm gonna do the same thing most chicks do. I'm gonna lift its front end up a little bit, do some work on that, replace the headlights, put some bigger ones in there. Yeah, it was sexist as hell, but I don't care. But at any rate, it's true though. Where the truck's red, I got some blacked out headlights, tail lights for it. That should probably be good. Start with anyway. Anytime I get a car, man, even if it's a PT Cruiser, and I do have one of those, I got to put my own little touch on it, you know? I even had to give my truck a name. I'm like, what am I going to name a Japanese truck, right? I think I'm going to name it Konome. It's great, though, because messing with something like that after working on German cars, it's like child's play. It's like building blocks. It's like, this shit is so easy. Japanese stuff is a simplicity. It makes sense to me. The German shit never made sense to me. There was no reason to make things that hard. So it's a dude thing. Yeah, yeah. It's a dude thing. Super complicated and need special tools for every little freaking thing that you go to do. And it's such a pain in your ass. Unless you want to get a German tool collection, you don't want to work on a German car. I like Volkswagens, but I'm just sick of it. I'm just like, no. I can't even change my transmission fluid and shit like that. And it's time to give it up. Yeah, I know. But unfortunately, with a German car, you'll use that sucker again. And if you don't, German cars are like, if you don't do the maintenance, you'll wish you had. So you have to go back in there and do that shit. I guess it's like German people, they're serious. They expect that shit to be done. Yeah, yes and no. While I myself prefer a 350 Chevrolet engine to anything on earth, more or less, still, people can pull those numbers out of a four cylinder now. And that's crazy due to technology. Yeah, I finally started using that advanced auto part thing for their tool rental stuff where they'll loan you a tool, well, if you pay for it and then bring it back and get your money. Yeah, I know you would, man. But you like the classics too. See, I come up in the fuel injection age, so I lean a little towards the newer stuff. You had, the old school stuff and grew up around the old school stuff, so that's why you like the old school stuff. And I like the old school stuff too, and I respect it, but I also know what the old school stuff would do compared to what the new school stuff would do. There ain't much of a competition unless you put the money into it. I mean, you can modify anything to run if you're gonna put the money and time into it. Hmm. Here they refund the money as soon as you bring back the tool, man. They hand you the money right back. Yeah, dude, I drive a 6 2014 Camaro that had more power than my Corvette motor in my Trans Am, and it's a V6. And I'm like, holy shit. I find that both good and disheartening at the same time because it took me a lot of money to get to that power level back in the day. Back in the day, you had 400, 450 horsepower. You had something. Now it's like, yeah, okay, and the serious kind of shit. I'm not talking about them jackasses on TV running them, track cars on the street, or so they call it the street. You ever watch that shit, Power, dude? Yeah, motherfuckers are fake as hell, aren't they? What they call it, OK Customs or Oklahoma Outlaws or that bullshit where they're street racing all the time. Yeah, never been a street racer, but I could tell that show's fake as fuck. That big chief, he is on something, dude. 'Cause that something which twitches and sweats like a fucking. Yeah, I ain't gonna say, but I know shit's crazy, isn't it? Technology marches on though, but you also give up the ability to work on your own car with this modern shit. Because unless you have the 30, 40, $150,000 diagnostic machine, you're not gonna be able to get anywhere with it. They make it that way by design. So there's a negative side to that power increase as well. Damn, man. You didn't have a chance when you got pulled over. They already had your information written down. They just copy that shit over from a notepad, huh? There wasn't no talking your way out of that shit. No, but it does all come down to money, man. Ingenuity and skill and stuff like that will take you so far. But bottom line, when it comes to serious racing, it comes down to the dollars. If you don't have the dollars, you're not going to be able to compete. I've never had a speeding ticket before. Can you believe that shit? Knock on wood. I do the speed limit. I do. You must use the discipline. Yeah, UFO, unfortunately, I'd say it's definitely out there since the Chinese recovered that one. Had it recovered. That's one thing about the Chinese. They got the technology, and then another Chinese person steals that technology and sells it to somebody else, and then that Chinese dude takes it and sells it to somebody else, and you just have this cascade effect that just takes place over in China. Hey, what's up, Nuck and Butts? How you doing, House Zebra? How you doing? Yeah, it's kind of a coding kind of a thing, along with the angles of the plane. No, Chinese are just really good at stealing other people's shit and copying it. That's for damn sure. Well, that is reverse engineering, but yeah. And that's encouraged. Chinese culture is different. If you can screw over your brother and make more money than him by stealing his own product, then that's frowned upon over there. That's a good thing. They're different than we are in a lot of ways here in the U.S. All right, powder. What would iron powder have to do with anything, bro? I must have missed it. Oh, ferrite powder for the covering. There's more to it than that. Wouldn't ferrite powder give it a larger signature? You're literally adding an iron coating. Yeah. There's a reason in most futuristic movies everything's in Chinese, you know. Yeah, I just got to put a bigger power supply in it. That kind of sucks. The 550 watt wasn't big enough because I noticed when I unplugged it, the cord was heating up on it, and I'm like, if it's pulling that much power, then that power supply is struggling. So I'm putting something big in there. 850 watts anyway. That'll run it just fine. Yeah, the 550 just wasn't gonna do it. So I'm gonna have to pull all them wires and all that shit and redo it, which that part sucks. But I have a nice modular that can go in, so it shouldn't be too hard to redo it. It's a Biotech 850. I don't know. I guess it's alright. I don't know. It'll work. Don't have the glowing cables or the clear case, but it'll work. I noticed one of the rails was struggling, like on the fans. The fans weren't fully lit. I mean, they were just dimmer than what they should have been. And I'm like, that power supply's just not going to do it. It'd work for a while, but not long. And you do not want a power supply to go supernova when it's in a case because it'll take other shit with it. Yeah, cool. But I'm gonna try to get it out if he ever watches my videos, probably by Monday. I'll get this in here and get it up and running tonight and try to do a video on it. Maybe tomorrow sometime when I'm feeling better on everything working and running and shit. He found a dude that's gonna have to pay for the shipping. I don't know if that person wants to be mentioned, so I'm not gonna say his name. On the 8th. Ugh. Yeah, I hope everything comes out alright, because that sucks. I don't go to the doctor unless I'm unconscious and somebody takes me there. Actually, this case is going to be, it's made out of tempered glass, so it's pretty sweet. Probably can't make out much of the case in the dark, but the front of the case is clear. You have these 3 LED blue fans, if you can see. Then I got a hybrid hard drive, 1 terabyte. Got a large cache in it, so it's kind of like a solid state drive and a hard drive. I had to get it because, you know, the budget and all that. And then it's going to have this 850 watt modular power supply to replace the neon power supply that's inside of it. Got the big ass ATI video card. I don't remember what the hell it is. You have to forgive me, I don't feel well. And then we have the 8-core AMD processor. And then on the very top, we're running 2 more Blue Hurricane LED fans in the top as an exhaust. We're running with let's see, there's a picture of the RAM there. Let's see if I can get some more light on this shit. There we go. Power supply that's got to come out. All them wires that you see are green, they got to go, which sucks balls. Man, I don't have the case put together. The back's not on it because I have to reroute all the wiring and all that. But we got the Blue Hurricane exhaust fans up top. That's supposed to run silent. You can hear them somewhat. Have the LED fans on the front. Hard drive and all that good shit. Excuse me. And that's where we're at. You have to forgive me, guys. Tonight I'm just not feeling well. Hey, what's up, Cosmic? How you been, bro? So, what exactly was it you was having surgery for, House Zebra? Forgive me, I forgot. I'll remember when you say it. All right, thank you for stopping by, Northwest. I appreciate it. XL Fireworks, hey man, I didn't see you come in. How you doing? Debbie, how you doing? Scared, don't be computer. Hopefully it won't blow up. I'm doing everything I can to do to prevent that. Ah, hell, you'll be all right. I thought it was something serious there for a minute. That ain't no surgery. I can do that shit at home with the pocket knife. Come on over. I save you some money. Bring a book on how to do it. I try. I'd probably do pretty good. Probably. Hey, have you guys heard of Wayne's World fireworks? Because for some ridiculous reason, I ordered some for my place I've never really done business with before. I made a last minute change, decided to go with a different company. Let's hope it don't bite me in the ass. Hell no, I ain't gonna charge nobody money. I do the surgery for free. That way, if it don't work out right, they ain't gonna write the bitch. I've seen their stuff around here and there, but I haven't heard of them either, really. They got the flamingo bombshells. You ever seen those? Pink flamingo shells. They look pretty good. I got another banner to put up on the wall I got from them. Check it out, man. I was about ready to cancel my order with them because the chick on the phone apparently didn't know what she's doing very much because she was like, you can only order one of each item. And I'm like, what? What do you mean one of each item? And she's like, yeah, well, you ordered three different types of fuse. And I'm like, yeah, I need three different types of fuse. What's the problem? And she's like, never mind. I'll just order from somewhere else. And she's like, oh, no, never mind. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of what I thought. XL Fabrics, you ordered from them for the last 2 years. They seem like nice people, but they need to get their shit together a little better. But I'm an asshole too, so that might just be me. Cool. I got the flamingo shells, and then I got the tie shells. Let's just say tie shells. I'm hoping those will be pretty nice. And they carried a lot of Lidu products and a lot of no name shit. Yeah, I don't know, but I just rolled the dice and went with them. Oh, I am. Don't let it fool you. I am, but I've come to terms with it. I don't care anymore. You either like me or love me. Either way is good for me. Just way past giving a shit. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I thought they did. A lot of stuff I've never seen though, man. So I'm like, I gotta try this shit out. Hopefully it'll be good stuff. I know there's not very many YouTube videos out there of their stuff, so that's cool too. Regular stuff. Yes, I do. I used to build model rockets as a kid. Actually won the Boy Scout competition for rocket model rocket building. Yes, I was a Boy Scout. I went all the way to Eagle Scout. Can you believe that shit? You know what's even crazier than that? Because I was an Eagle Scout, I could go into the military at a higher rank than another person that just walked off the street. Cool. Yeah, I haven't seen those flamingo bombs, not really. It's probably just every other shell, just with a different wrapper, but it's still something I haven't had. Something looks cool. I didn't get any of those King of the God shells. I'm just like, they've been out forever. Now, that's what I did know. Didn't know what butts. I'm sorry. Oh, you're talking to Pyro. Yeah, Ray Ray didn't seem like he cared. He must have left, man. He just kind of comes and goes, don't he? I don't know. I don't think Ray Ray likes me very much. Go, 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 get dog. This dog keeps staring at me. It's getting on my nerves. Oh yeah, I don't know if that's still the rule, but it was back when I was younger. But I thought that was a cool little fact. Oh me, I just have a lot of health issues. Sometimes they're worse than others, and this right now it's pretty damn bad. This is true. This is true. People can be different in real life too. You never know. But I would like to come out and shoot some fireworks with you guys sometime. That'd be pretty sweet. Thank you very much, Debbie. I appreciate it. Yeah, something like ROTC. Yeah, that's basically what it counts as. To a degree, I don't know if it counts as much as ROTC, but same principle. Yeah, I'm the same way. That's why I have a problem getting along with a lot of different people because I do speak my mind. I don't care anymore. Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of a boring guy. A lot of my interests are really up there, out there, or not a lot of people share them. It doesn't seem to anyway. Not around here, especially the pyro thing, the archaeology thing, the science thing. I just don't have anybody to talk about shit like that with around here. People that lives in this town thinks computer runs off magic smokers of shit. It's pretty bad. Oh, shit, I'm yawning. I'm putting myself to sleep. But no, I just got really stressed out about making my power order this year because I didn't know who to go with, and I print up the spreadsheets even. I get really intense with this shit, and I was like, I'm not gonna stress myself out with it. I'm just gonna roll the dice, pick some random firework place I've never ordered from, and I'm gonna go with it. And that's what I did. So let's hope that doing that don't bite me in the ass. 'Cause I have a sneaking suspicion it may. But let's hope the product is good. Excel Fireworks says it's good, so that's a good sign. I mean, I saw the calling cards of good pyro. It was there. I just hope I'm not mistaken. Well, I'm really interested in what happened about 12 to 14,000 years ago during the Younger Dryas period here on Earth. There was a cataclysm that almost wiped out mankind, but we've lost it in our history, and we also lost a lot of our civilization because of that, well, combination of that asteroid or comet strike, and unfortunately, religion has kept us from learning about our own history a lot. And that's why I have a problem with both. Yes, the great bottleneck. We are all genetically related a lot closer than what people may think. That's why racism is a waste of time because you're hating on your own people, basically. Yeah. And the scientists and the academics and all them fuckers, all these old bastards are senile as fuck that make the rules are keeping us from in the dark about our own history, and I want to know more about it. I don't know if I'd go that far towards the pyro, but I have seen that documentary, if you want to call it one, where they genetically modify the people or whatever they find on Earth to be able to mine better and be smarter. And that's what caused us to kickstart our evolution, but I don't believe that. Evolution takes place in some cases faster than what you might think. Like, for an example, Amish people, their DNA pool was so small because they only marry within their own community that they have a genetic defect that marks them as Amish because they're females. Most of them, they can't get past a certain weight. They were genetically will never get any larger than that. Boy, if you couldn't bottle that shit and sell it, huh? But just in the 200 or so years that these colonies have existed here in the United States, these Amish colonies, mutations, genetics, and evolution has already started taking place within those communities. Things that we previously thought took thousands of years can happen a lot faster than what actually happens. It proves it to the best of our knowledge thus far. However, there's still a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to that and the validity of that, actually. Science is rewritten every day. That's the important thing about science. If you don't grow with it, you're not going to learn anything. I got in an argument with my science teacher over that shit. The book was wrong, damn it. Yes, but we also have to accept some of the things that we've accepted for fact are not actually fact once we get more information too. And some scientists and some academics have a hard time letting go of what's written for whatever reason. I do not know. It is until it's proven, and we prove more every day because we grow more every day. But I'm interested in the civilizations that existed that got wiped out during that period about 12,000 or 14,000 years ago and just how advanced they were. Because I believe they were a lot more advanced than what people give them credit for. I mean, I don't think they had no kind of Atlantis bullshit, but I do think they were advanced cultures. Oh no, not the Lizard Man. I think everybody's seen that movie. It's not a bad movie if you're stoned as hell, but that's about it. Yeah, that's it. Like Montepichu and stuff. You look at that, you could see the older, finer, giant stones that are cut perfectly are on the bottom. The crudely stuff is done on the top. The older civilization that had that stuff started was a lot more advanced than the civilization that come along later that put their work on it. So it makes it hard for scientists to even date that area. Of course, people do what people do. If you find something that's already half built, well, hell yeah, half my work's already done. Especially if you're a retreating culture from the Spanish conquistadors. Yeah, I know. I always wanted to go there, but I figured they would stop me at customs and think I was running drugs or something. Give me a hard time. They're like, man, you ain't got no interest in no Montepichu. I'm like, yeah, I really wanted to go there. Yeah, I won't do the phone thing. I guess that makes me old school now, but I don't even own a cell phone. I really don't. I'm not going to either. When I'm away from the house, I don't want anybody to get in touch with me. Ah, cool. I like cats. Cats talk a lot with their eyes. Hey, believe me, the Illuminati made a deal with the lizard people. Shit, I can believe that. Fuck, I'd have never believed Donald Trump would be president, so why not? Roll a dice. Fuck it. There you go. It's a handy thing to have if you break down or something. I agree, but God, man, I just don't like cell phones. I hate phone zombies. Everybody just looking at their damn phone. It gets on my nerves. Went and got some tires put on my truck. Sat in a room full of people. Every single person in there's got their head buried in a cell phone. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. Yeah, yeah. You can't blame the past for the future, man. One of the locals down here told me and my brother that we look like Nazis. I don't know what the hell he meant by that. MK Ultra. Yeah, that was some LSD experiments and mind control bullshit that failed horribly in the 60s, 70s. It was just, it's not going to happen. That Sonic driving program, they tortured some people hardcore doing that shit. Hey, the German POWs in the States had it made, man. They were getting to hang out in town, go movie theaters, got good food and everything. POWs in Germany, yeah, the Americans over there, they had it shitty as hell. G5 technology, yeah. Oh, all right, then turned into a conspiracy theory channel now. Don't even start that shit, man. 'Cause there's some bad people that's really into that stuff way more than they should be. Actually, this might piss some people off, but what happened in Germany is kind of what's happening in America now that caused us to elect a person like Donald Trump. He promised prosperity, he promised money, he promised jobs. People wanted to believe it, so they put him in office, and as long as they were doing well, they didn't care what the costs were. Kind of the same thing that's going on now. That's why Hitler got away with the things that he did, and the people stood behind it because things were good. You think the depression hit hard here in the United States, you should see what it done over in Germany because they were still suffering from the Versailles Treaty after World War One, and they were barely making it as it was. Once the depression hit, they were literally eating the dead over there to stay alive. In some places, I heard. So you have this jackass like Hitler comes along and takes all this stuff from all his neighboring countries, and all of a sudden everything's good. Everything is good, you know. So people stood behind this man regardless of what he done. Kind of what we're seeing now, isn't it? Well, thank you for stopping by, stalwart YouTuber. I appreciate it. Small YouTuber spotlight. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good night. There you go. That's what a laptop's for. But I hope Paulie Bond really likes his computer. Let's get away from the political stuff. That's my bad. But yeah, I hope he likes it. It's kind of what it looks like to me, man. I'm just saying. I don't lean left or right. I don't give a shit either way. So I'm not into either one of that or any of that bullshit. But there's some stuff where you just have to draw the line, and he crossed my line, you know? That's all I'm saying. Be ready, it's coming. Yeah, what is it? Civil War. Eh, believe me, I'm more than ready. I'm a hillbilly after all, you know? Have you ever heard of a hillbilly that wasn't well armed? I doubt it. Hey, Northern Trail Dog, what's going on? Believe me, I just sink back into my own piece of property and I don't give two shits what happens to the rest of the world. It just won't happen on my land. What's up, Bandit? Bayou Bandit? How's it going? Or if it does happen on my land, it's going to come at one hell of a price. How is the cat doing? I forgot to ask, dude. How is your cat? When I was a little kid, I read the Vietnam booby trap survival guide and stuff, and I learned how all that shit was put together by the VC. And I'm like, yeah, it's nice to be able to make something effective out of almost nothing. It's a good skill to learn. I told Pyro dude I was going to make him something for the meth heads. I was going to make a motion activated airsoft gun, and he could mount it in his yard, and it'll fire anybody up it gets near his shit, including him. So he'll have to make sure and have a remote way to turn it off. Thank you, love my drones. I appreciate the support. I hope you have a good night. Hey, wait till you see this little army video I'm doing. It's going to be pretty cool. I've got all these remote control tanks and missile launchers, and I'm putting fireworks and shit on them, and then I'm going to have them go assault this base and blow it up. It's going to be pretty balling. If it comes out right, I'm going to actually try to edit this one and put sound over it and all that. guess I could put the turret on a long extension cord and you could unplug it before you come out of the house because I don't really have any way of making it sophisticated enough to not fire at you when you step outside. So there is the drawback of that. You'd have to remember to unplug it. That would be some funny shit, man. Crackhead come in there think he's gonna rob you and he gets fired up with an airsoft gun. Eh, I'm having a crappy night actually, but I'll make it. Thanks for asking. How you doing? I have shot some of those cans, but I probably won't shoot any more because I've only got just one box left, and I'm keeping that for collectible. If you're talking about the pyro addict sticker, I just hope them flamingo bombs and that Wayne's World fireworks is legit, man. She told me the shipping was next day, but she said probably not. So I'm like, okay. Shipping for me, God, it ran me about 350 some dollars this year, which kind of sucked. I literally last minute had the spreadsheet in my hand, was getting ready to call the wholesaler and place my order, and I found this place and they had some of the same items, and I noticed they were about $10 to $15 cheaper on each item, and their sales tax is only 14% instead of 18%. So I decided to go with them in Indiana there. Yeah, that's another thing. If you didn't unplug the airsoft gun, it would fuck up the dog too. It wouldn't be. It'd be indiscriminate. Anything that moves would get lit up. I'm sure you could find a use for it. Yeah, man. I was at a parts store and somebody hooked up a pop bottle to the air compressor and blew it up. And they was trying to scare this other dude that worked there. And one of them noticed, they're like, man, you didn't even jump when that shit went off. And I'm like, no, I'm kind of used to shit like that. Dude, I went with Wayne's World. Why? I don't even know. I just got really stressed out about it and shit, and I just kind of rolled the dice and picked one. They had a lot of no name products and shit, and I'm like, well, there might be some jewels in there somewhere. Kind of got that feeling, you know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just rolled, like I said, I just rolled the dice on it for real. Yeah, that whole not being able to tell the difference between gunshots and fireworks, people need to be taught that shit because that's important. Mm. I don't know. You gotta watch what you talk about now, right now, man. 'Cause shit's pretty hot on the YouTube scene. So I wouldn't mention or talk about anything that could be taken against you later, if you get my drift. Yeah, Georgia Pyro. Unfortunately, I know that because I figured that out all on my own because it was before the internet. But I'm like, if I block that orifice, that shit'll blow up. And yeah, it does. Back in the safe and sane days when that's all you could snare up, which here in West Virginia lasted for years. But I used to drive to Virginia just to buy safe and sane when they were illegal here in West Virginia, if you can believe that. Drive to another state to buy safe and sane, yo. But my love for the pyro is deep. I got some cool new banners coming from the people that I ordered from. Should be pretty sweet. I don't know. My original start was my family's from Spartansburg, South Carolina, and half of my family, like my grandma and all them, stayed down there. And when they come to visit, they'd always bring firecrackers and bottle rockets to my dad, and then it would trickle down to me, and I'd get some of his shit. And we'd always be out there blowing up my toy cars. And I didn't know what that weird smell was for years, but then when I got older, I figured out what they were doing and why they laughed so much and ate all the candy. So my pyro goes way back, man. Shit, I had a rifle in my hand before I had a pack of firecrackers. I used to walk along the river and stuff and take husks of burned out fireworks that somebody had let off and take them home with me, and that was a trophy back in the day. So it's been a lifelong love for me. Dude, the only thing I ever done like that was mill up my own aluminum powder to make some targets, some reactive targets, and that's way too much damn work. I'm like, I'm just going to order it from now on. It's a lot easier. Yeah, hell, the day I was born, my dad bought me a 22, so I had that from. I wasn't allowed to take it any time I wanted it, but it was my gun. I remember having them wind up robots that had the little colored domes on the top of them. And I'd put them on a 2x4 and wind them up and make them walk the plank and try to take the domes off of my 22. Yes, I did get some mean monkey brand, a lot of mean monkey. And I got the flamingo bombs and I got the Thai shells and I got a lot of Lido product. I mean, my order ain't as big as it was last year by any means, but I had to scale shit down, financial reasons. I had to buy a truck and stuff. But I done pretty good, I think, for what I spent. Just the shipping and the tax ate me up pretty hard. Last year, I had a plug that I went through that I didn't have to pay tax because he had a tax exempt. But this year, wow, it dropped from 7 people to five. That was bad. Can you hear me? Am I still here? Shit, really? Feed is back. Cool, cool. Sweet. It must be my crappy internet that I pay a fortune for. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Should have reset it before I come in here because it usually works good for a day or two after I take the shit all apart and reset it all. I don't know what the problem is. The technician come and told me it was working fine. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't have called you if it was working fine. I'm like, what do you think? I just like to waste your fucking time or something? I'm sorry about the language, but I don't feel well, so I tend to talk bad when I don't feel well. I'm sorry. Oh, DJI, DJI drones are very good if you have the money to pay for them, but I wouldn't go that direction when you can find a lot cheaper alternatives, especially if you're not an experienced flyer. That would not be my first choice just because of the expense. Well, I did work in a prison for a year, so you kind of pick up stuff like that. which still gets me access to some pretty cool stuff. Like I can buy tear gas and shit. Not that you need it, but I can buy it. What? Fired this big one up in a fire cave. He set off something in this fire cave? Yeah, you can buy the controller for it and bind the quadricopter to it, and it'll work. You just have to go through a binding process for it to recognize that remote. Oh, okay, okay. Oh shit. They do any damage? Because if he did, I do have some parts I can hook him up with. I keep everything in a big box. I had a lot of parts that goes to those drones back in the day. I should have sent them with them, but or I had them sent to you. I couldn't do that, but I can next time. But yeah, then tell her she can order the controller for it, a replacement, and she can bind it right up. She'll just have to find the process, and that'd be as simple as looking for a YouTube video on that quadricopter, more or less. So if she wants to invest the money into a new controller and a battery charger for it, then she's got a new drone. Depending on what type it is, it could be a really nice thing. Or if it's registered, she could run the numbers and return it to its owner too. That would be nice. Ah, I lost one like that, man. A 40-mile-an-hour wind gust coming took my little SEMA drone away. It was gone. I mean, I had like 2 seconds. I threw it in high gear and turned it around, but it wasn't doing nothing. It was just like gone. And I searched for that drone for weeks. My brother searched for that drone. We never did find it. It's still out there somewhere. Dude, I've got more drones than I even realize. I don't even know. I've got drones stacked up like every fucking where, which is awesome. But I resell that shit at the flea market and make money on the side. So that's my angle on why I have so many drones. You gotta have a side hustle. It got too expensive to sell fireworks with all the red tape and all the shit you have to buy. Unless you got 25 or 30 grand, you might as well not even start it. So I sell other stuff. So I just buy wholesale from China and then resell when I find a deal. Ah, cool, cool. Like the Star Wars, those little Star Wars collectible drones are awesome. I love the boxes and the packaging as much as the drones. I haven't even flown them yet, which is crazy. I just took them out of the box and looked at them. The way the weather's been, I haven't been able to do much with the rain and the wind and all that other shit. I said I had a bad day last week where I pulled this giant spike out of my tire, which I still have here. And I don't even know what it is, but it's friggin' huge. Pulled that out of my brand new tire in my truck. And why I'm underneath the truck with a pair of pliers pulling this giant thing out of my tire so I can plug it. Windstorm come along and started blowing the awnings off the side of my house. And I have like an old railroad house. It's got those old 1950s style like metal awnings that go around it, which I keep because you don't see shit like that anymore. Well, it started blowing the one on the side of the house up into the power lines, and shit was sparking and stuff, and it was not good. So I'm running over there trying to get a ladder set up so I can get up and get a hold of that awning before it catches the house on fire because it's shorting out the power and before it completely fucks it up. And I went up there. I couldn't find a rope or anything to tie to it to hold it down. So I used, and I shit you not, I used Christmas bow rope or ribbon. Yeah, ribbon. That was the word I was looking for. I used ribbon in a long string on a spool and tied it to some cinder blocks to hold it down. And it's still holding it down right now. And I pounded the mounts and stuff back into the side of the house, but on there is a little extra insurance, and it looks funny as hell. But that ribbon's stronger than you might think. I lifted a cinder block with it, so I'm like, yeah, okay. Hey, what's up, Ellen? How you doing? Northern Trail Dog. Hey, check it out. This is the Falling Bomb PC. I fired it up last night. Everything checked out. But when I unplugged it, I noticed that the power cord was really hot, a lot warmer than what it should be. So it means that power supply is pulling way too much power than it should. So that means the system needs more than 550 watts. So I'm going to put this 850-watt modular power supply in it instead. And this will power all the fans and all the neon and all the cool shit without causing any issues. Because why it would still work like that, it ain't going to work like that long. Like I said, and when a power supply fails, it can be catastrophic. It can take a lot of other shit with it. So that's best to take care of it now. I don't send nothing out unless it's right. If it's got my name on it, it's gonna be correct, Hey, what's up, Night Shame? How you doing, man? Hey, everybody, Night Shame. He's a gamer, gets on and does a lot of cool commentary. If you're not subscribed to him, you should check him out. He's a pretty nice dude. Yeah, I like it. Especially with the UV effect and everything. It's pretty cool. If I can get the UV light to stand still. I got some stage lights in the UV spectrum for my Halloween display last year. That's another thing I get into, Halloween. I don't know why. But hell, if something gives you joy, why should you question it? That's why I say if you find something in life, you should grab a hold of it. Spend your time doing it because you only get to roll around once. Hey, Ellen. Get everybody still here? But Debbie, thanks. Hey, welcome to the room. Yeah, give it a thumbs up if you don't mind, people. Might help my channel out a little bit. I don't know if that stuff really makes a difference or not. But I do have something cool planned in the future, dude. I'm doing an RC tank army, and it's going to attack this cardboard base. I'm going to make it look like a North Korean missile base or some shit. And these tanks are going to come in and just decimate it. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm a little congested, just not feeling well. Yeah, just it's constant flu everywhere I go. It's probably caught up with me. I don't know. If it is, it'll be all right by tomorrow. Got a hyperactive immune system, so colds and stuff like that don't stand a chance. But it's also rough because it's like you get the entire cold in a 24-hour period. So it's kind of cool, but kind of sucks at the same time. My immune system runs like 600% over average, which is bad because it attacks my joints and other parts of my body. So that's my major health problem and why I feel bad sometimes, if you must know. I have an autoimmune disorder. It's like the opposite of AIDS, if you want to think of it like that. caught a really bad flu when I was in my 20s, early 20s, like 20 years old, something like that. And that flu caused my immune system to be the way it is now because it literally almost killed me. On that one flu, I was being a man and told everybody to leave me alone and I'd be fine and stuff. And I went in that room and I lost like 3 days of my life. I was hallucinating and everything from that shit. I woke up and there was so much sweat in the bed. I know it's nasty around my body that there was a pool around me in the mattress. The mattress literally couldn't absorb anymore that I was that sick. And yeah, I should have went to the hospital, but when you're 20 years old, you think you're indestructible. But because of that, when I was 20 years old, now that I'm later on in life, I have this disorder that I have now. It's funny how shit comes back and bites you on the ass. Yeah, I still get sick, but sometimes it helps in the long run. My joints and stuff won't hurt as much when I'm sick. As weird as that is, it gives my immune something else to do. May swing by dynamite. Okay. God, man, you ever watch that show Black Dynamite? That shit's crazy. The orphanage. I'm like, God, man, really? Dynamite fireworks in Missouri. I hear you, man. Get some of that Midwest shit in the house. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I'll return the favor for sure, dude. Congratulations, Debbie. I plan on quitting myself, but I'm still a smoker right now. Matter of fact, you can probably tell by the way I'm talking, I'm smoking right now. Sorry if that's not encouraging, but I noticed a lot of stuff was out of stock and coming soon this year. I was like, damn. Well, I made my main order, man, and I'd say I don't really know what I got to be honest. I hope Wayne's World's got good stuff because there's a lot of it I couldn't find any information on at all. I just took it by its description. I'm like, okay. Raccoon, I was going to buy some raccoon stuff and go through Bada Boom. I already had my order printed up and was going to call them and everything. And then I noticed that Wayne's World was about $10, $15 cheaper per product. And I'm like, hmm. Plus, they had 14% sales tax instead of 18. And I know that's not a big difference, but money's money. And then I figured up the mileage, and it was about the same from Bada Boom and from Indiana to where I'm at. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go with Indiana. Yeah, Raccoon does have a lot of great stuff. Bada Boom's carrying it, but a lot of the stuff's not in stock yet because of the shortage. They're having problems with the weather over there in China. It won't quit raining or some shit. Yeah, Nikashori or Nikashi or however you pronounce it, those long hang shells. I had those on my list. I had the Neon Thunder or whatever their shell's called on my list. Where the hell is that flashing light coming from? Hold on a minute. I see blue lights through my windows. That's never a good sign. Ow, shit. I don't see anything.